Hello, fellow beings. So, I know it's been a couple of days. Been working stuff out in a different way than on here. It's very helpful. I'm getting a lot of insight from my friend. And it's important that, maybe I'm just ready to see it now, where before I wasn't quite ready. But I still, there's still a few things. So I guess I was wrong. I mean, the world is pretty much shut down now. I don't think it can be on hold for too long, but who knows what's gonna happen. Feeling really blessed, actually, because of this. Oh, look, it's almost better. It's still kind of there. Still hurts a little. It's like dry and itchy, but it's way, way better. So I was saying, I feel so blessed. First, being forced to stay at home and not work and not have a purpose or whatever got me sort of more into presence than I've ever been before, and into being and evaluating. And like I said, before, maybe this is an opportunity for people to really look at what's important. I mean, it doesn't seem like everybody is... Whoa. So, I said this is a golden opportunity for people to slow down because they're forced to, and they actually can, because they really can't do anything about it. Slow down, get present, remember what really matters. Seems like not everybody's doing that, though. They're fighting over toilet paper, and shelves at the stores are empty, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, I guess the paper stuff and the soap and canned stuff and frozen stuff makes sense to be empty. People preparing, but the fresh food doesn't make sense to me because it only lasts a few days. And I don't know. I don't know what people are thinking, but I don't think they are. I think they're just really, really freaked out. I think they're scared that they're scared for a lot of reasons. Mostly because they don't know what's going to happen. But we never really do know what's going to happen anyway. If you really think about it, you're supposed to go to work, you have this routine, but even though certain things, it's still just like an outline. We never really know what's going to happen, who we're going to meet, what's going to happen. Like the dog bite, I had no idea. I didn't wake up. Sorry, I just had a thought about something that happened that was a pleasant surprise. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what people aren't really thinking straight right now. They're hoarding and, making it impossible for other people to get what they need for the week or a month. And, I can't blame, like, I understand why they, like, because we don't know how long we're going to be trapped in our houses. But if we really think about other people and just, kind of be almost normal, then the shelves wouldn't be empty. If we were kind of acting and buying food, even if we went like an extra like week of paper or canned stuff, it wouldn't be empty. My opinion. I just, I don't really know, but I know a bunch of people who really can't, they're almost out of toilet paper. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's funny and sad at the same time. It's just, you can take a shower. If you run out of toilet paper, like worst case scenario, you just jump in the shower. But it's just not right. But this is an opportunity for us to have a bigger perspective, to look outside, to look at the bigger picture, and rely on God. Because I have been, and besides, there's a lot of things that God has done. Like he used me getting bit by a dog to do several things. One, I was able to see somebody that I haven't seen in a really long time because I was stuck at home on that day. It was a Friday, so if I hadn't been injured, I wouldn't have been able to see him. Two, yes, it's been sort of a struggle getting through February and March, but my disability is finally coming in. And now all those other people, they're gonna have that same experience of having to wait a month and a half, about a month probably, to get paid again. So yeah, that's probably not going to be easy for them. I checked on some people today from work. Even some people who didn't check on me. But yeah, I really do care. Like, just, everybody's gonna kind of go through what I went through in February. I wasn't technically stuck at home, but I couldn't work, and I didn't have money to go anywhere or do anything fun, so I was kind of stuck at home. And plus I didn't want to chance an infection, but I'm so glad that I did. But just not even that. It's like I was also he also, like, I avoided the initial exposure to the virus. I mean, I work at a hotel. People from all over the world are visiting there and getting massages. So, beginning of February, I avoided a lot of that exposure, and not going out because I didn't have money to go out. I avoided exposure. Apparently the survival rate of the coronavirus is pretty high. It's just like it spreads really, really easily and really quickly. So I think they're just trying to get a handle on that. I mean, I guess this is still just the beginning of it, so don't really know how serious the virus actually is yet. Maybe there's not enough data. But, the government's trying to get a handle on this. I just heard today that people are afraid that the army is going to be coming around and making sure people stay in their homes. But I don't know. Could be wrong, but I don't know. But with rent, I mean, people aren't able to work. Most people aren't able to work. There's some people still working, so they're not really worried about their bills, but then they're having to sit and possibly be exposed to something that they have no idea, like how severe it could be. So they have a different kind of stress on them. But, I guess the government is making sure people don't get evicted, but they're not waiving rents. They're waiving late fees and making sure people don't get evicted. But that means next month, if you start working again, if we even get back to work in 2 months, then you owe 2 months of rent. Even if there's not a late fee, like, I don't know. I guess, they have to do something else. And I've seen some things on Facebook about, like, how people have been complaining that fast food workers don't deserve $15 an hour. But now we're relying on them. I'm not going out to eat. Like, I have a little bit of money now, but I'm not doing that. But that's not the problem. It's an important job, but it doesn't require a lot of skill. And maybe we need to reevaluate what jobs are worth. But I think that we also need to reevaluate the cost of living. So if the cost of living was lower, then people working at fast food maybe wouldn't have as big of a problem taking care of their families. So, it's like a whole bunch of different angles that we can look at. But there definitely needs to be some changes. And I think this is a wake-up call. Or it's a ruse to gain more control over us. I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, but I don't really trust that most people in power, whether it be the government or the big corporations, any kind of power, have the general public's best interest in mind. It's like this hoarding is sort of an example of what's happening in the bigger world on different levels. It's just a different manifestation of it. All these people in power, the world right now revolves around money, and that's the problem. Well, that's a big problem. And that's why this shutting down, this quarantine is such a big mess. People just taking more and more and more. They don't really need it. So I don't know, what you would do with 10 big, huge things of toilet paper. And there's jokes about it. It's like this, I don't know. There's some jokes about opening the last roll of the toilet paper that your parents bought. It's kind of funny, but I can't remember it, and I'm not gonna try. I don't want to try to do it. But what are you really gonna do? You don't really need it all, and they're not gonna stop making it. Things aren't gonna stop being made. Food's not gonna stop being farmed and processed and brought to the stores. And they're allowing us to go to the stores. So chill out. Chill out. Calm down. If we're all calm and we work together, we can get through this thing more easily. This is like I was talking before about taking care of the earth and how each one of us is responsible for it. And all of us are responsible for it. And things can change, but we all have to do it together. So yeah. I know. It's a little challenge. But my solution is to pray and work with God. If you get quiet, you can hear Him. And if you don't complain, and if instead you ask, what can I learn from this? What are you trying to teach me? What do I need to change? How can I use this to help others? The answers come. Yeah. We're all good. The only things that we absolutely need are breath, food, but we don't need a ton of food to survive. Water, bathing, and movement. Everything else is kind of a bonus. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say. I just kind of had to do my little rant because I do think it's important. I think things need to change, and I think this is a wake-up call. So, God loves you. I love you. And have a really good night.